Good morning, Mr. President. You know we love you and we want you and America to be successful. But we are heading in the wrong direction. You know we love you and we want you and America to be successful. But after the election, it is going to be a rude awakening and shock for all of us when we see the election result. So let's talk some facts. You took us for granted and thought that Americans can be fooled by false promises. Shock for people like us who saw in you philosophy of Thomas Jefferson, pragmatism of JFK, and justice of Martin Luther King, all in one, a vision, sincerity, and honesty to deliver. You gave us the dream to change that we can believe in, but took us for a ride like any other politician. You forgot to check on list that 2nd November is coming.
Thank you very much, and quite frankly, good afternoon, President Obama. I am deeply honored to finally be in this forum and so grateful for CNBC making the forum available so that you can speak to American citizens just like myself. Well, I am a Chief Financial Officer for a Veteran Service Organization, AMVETS, here in Washington. I'm also a mother, I'm a wife, I'm an American veteran, and I'm one of your middle-class Americans. And quite frankly, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted of defending you, defending your administration, defending the mantle of change that I voted for, and deeply disappointed with where we are right now. I've been told that I voted for a man who said he was going to change things in a meaningful way for the middle class. I'm one of those people, and I'm waiting, sir. I'm waiting. I don't feel it yet. And I thought, while it wouldn't be in great measure, I would feel it in some small measure.
Americans expected, requested, and were promised for a real change in governments. But you, along with your crooks and cronies, turned out to be another bunch of politicians who cannot be trusted.
The Bush crowd has been giving the middle class a and this November, the middle class is going to give it right back.
But make no mistake about it, the middle class in this country is working harder, less, and paying more.
And I would Joe Biden over Sarah Palin. That's an easy call for me.
Rahm Emanuel, of course, today announced officially that he will be going to run for mayor of Chicago.
Explore running for mayor of Chicago.
If he doesn't, boy, that was a disastrous decision. Okay.
I thought I was tough. But as someone who saw firsthand how close our nation came to the brink and what you had to do to put America back on track, I want to thank you for being the toughest leader any country could ask for in the toughest times any president has ever faced. Now, because my temperament is sometimes a bit different than yours, Mr. President, I want to thank my colleagues for your patience the last 2 years that you have shown. I'm sure you've learned some words that you've never heard before, and in an assortment of combination of words.
All right, so he teared up there and wiped away tears. He was talking about his parents, to which I have to say, all right, I'm playing. He's talking about his parents. It's fine. He pulled a Glenn Beck. I'll let it go. I also wouldn't have said, I thought I was tough. I don't think you get to say that about yourself. But
no, I wouldn't have phrased the whole thing like pretending it's a conversation with the president. Like there's always that awkwardness, you know. But as I look forward, Mr. President, like he's behind you. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you doing? It's just nothing seems genuine. Just talk.
Right. And then, you know, he makes a joke about his cursing and the whole room is in giggles. Stuff like that drives me crazy. But none of that is relevant. The real relevant thing here is when he said, look, the president, you know, got rid of worn-out ideas and stale thinking. And I thought, yeah, he just did today. Okay, because no one represented worn-out ideas and stale thinking in Washington better than Rahm Emanuel did.
No, that's not true.
But the idea of Rahm Emanuel is, no, we can't win on anything. We just have to nickel and dime, and you got to work with the lobbyists. The lobbyists are so powerful. You got to cut deals, and oh no, the conservative Democrats, you can't ever challenge them. You have to appease them. I mean, just every piece of stale conventional wisdom that I've heard in the last 20 years is exactly what Rahm Emanuel thinks. and exactly what they did wrong in the last 2 years. So I couldn't be happier that he's leaving. I just hope that they go in a new direction.
In case you forgot your promises, here they are. You said that lobbyists will not run your White House, but you turned around and hired biggest lobbyist bunch. Here are just few of the names. Mark Patterson, Chief of the Treasury Secretary from Goldman Sachs. William Lynn, United States Deputy Secretary of Defense, lobbyist from Raytheon. William Carr, Deputy Health and Human Services Secretary from Tobacco Free Kids. David Hayes, Deputy Interior Secretary, lobbyist from Gas and Electric. Ron Klein, Chief of Staff for Vice President Biden, lobbyist from Airborne Express. Mona Stephen, Deputy White House Chief, lobbyist from Angeles International. Tom Vilsack, Secretary of Agriculture, lobbyist from National Education Association. David Shapiro, Foreign Policy Advisor, lobbyist from American Petroleum Institute.
When Karl Rove worked for President Bush, he had so much influence that some called him Bush's brain. Tonight, the woman known as the other side of Barack Obama's brain. Valerie Jarrett, a 51-year-old business leader, single mother, just maybe the most powerful woman in Chicago besides Oprah. And she's earned the complete confidence of Barack and Michelle Obama. You first met the Obamas when you tried to hire Michelle for a job.
I was trying to recruit her into city government when I was Mayor Daley's deputy chief of staff, and I was successful.
And before she took the job, she wanted you to meet her fiancé.
She did it. In fact, the three of us...
And the president of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton, you're the organization that said she's one of the top 10 most corrupt individuals in America, or politicians in America. Valerie, important things that people need to really digest here.
You need another chalk bar, because it's that big a scandal. You've just hit the tip of the iceberg there. You know, she's not only a slumlord from Chicago, but she also funded other slumlords. She served, and we sent our investigators out to Chicago to get the documents. She served on the boards of several organizations that provided funding and support for Tony Rezko and Allison Davis. Allison Davis was the former boss of Obama. And Rezko had his own slum projects he was running with taxpayer money and the support of Valerie Jarrett. And the Chicago Tribune said, you know, it was just squalid conditions that Rezko was running, and he had done it with, in part, with Jarrett's help.
Can you help me out? Because it certainly looks like there's a limit. I mean, the president is flying on a 747 jumbo jet to go over to Denmark. His wife took the smaller 727 today to go over there with Valerie Jarrett to make the case to get the Chicago Olympics. Who benefits from this? I mean, besides the people of Chicago.
Well, Valerie Jarrett's former businesses benefit. Habitat, which manages hundreds and thousands of apartments throughout Chicago, not only on behalf of the government, but on behalf of other developers. So obviously she has a nice place to go home to if the Olympics come to Chicago. David Axelrod's firm, the advisor to President Obama, the other senior advisor to President Obama, his firm had done work for the 2016 Olympics. He still has a financial connection to it. They owe him a lot of money.
So this is a pretty hefty charge, because before we have said, well, I guess it's no different except scale. Before, you know, the bailout for GM, that was to benefit the friends at the unions. You know, we broke all kinds of laws and everything else. By the way, are these banners like really big? Claiming that or can you make the claim that the 2016 Olympics are about personal enrichment for the friends of Obama?
The problem is you have the appearance of conflicts of interest, the appearance of personal enrichment, and in the context of the presidency of the United States, you don't want that happening. Valerie Jarrett needed an ethics waiver to run the Olympics office for Barack Obama. By Barack Obama's own rules that were going to clean up Washington, she would have been prohibited from working on this because of her prior conflicts. They gave her an ethics waiver. take a minute to think about the phrase ethics waiver. Only in Washington could you have a phrase called ethics waiver. Waive ethics. It's incredible. And now she's really hijacked the presidency on behalf of this local operation in Chicago, and everything in Washington's ground to a halt while they take care of their friends back in Chicago.
I appreciate your
argument. You know, by the way, Jarrett was on the board of directors of the hospital that gave Michelle that nice raise and that nice job. By the way,
coincidence.
I don't want to talk. We don't want to talk about that.
That's a total coincidence. All right.
So this is what we got from you. Before you came to the office, oil, insurance and healthcare companies were robbing and bankrupting the Americans. Before you came to office, oil, insurance and healthcare companies have robbed and bankrupted not just Americans but the whole world. And finally in 2008, Wall Street gangster banker pointed the gun to the taxpayer and said, "Hey, give me your money, else we will take the whole world down." In this dire scenario, you should have taken good Republicans in confidence and worked out a deal to let the gamblers of Wall Street wither on the vine. Bush handed over the key to you, and you handed over the key to the Wall Street. What did they do? Write big bonus checks to themselves and let the Main Street die. Second, instead of giving healthcare for all, you forced 2,700 pages of if and buts garbage that no one knows and no one wants. It is benefit for the healthcare companies by forcing public to buy into their system. It was written by lobbyists of healthcare industry. Number 3, you gave the financial reform without any teeth where the companies can be bailed out and executive can reward themselves by bonuses. Number 4, instead of making friendship with and seeking help from John McCain, you mocked him by saying, "John McCain, the election is over." Instead of partying with him in Hawaii, you were partying with your cronies from Chicago. When Americans were suffering without job, you were sending your wife for vacation in Europe with the wheelers and dealers of Chicago. You did not help unemployed and let the benefit stop while big bankers are writing their bonus checks. You gave stimulus money to your friends and let American jobs flow out of America like Bush.
How much time do you have, do you believe, to fix the economy for America to see the turnaround? Is it a year? Is it 18 months? How long before people begin to say they promised us but they can't deliver?
Well, you know, I think one of the encouraging things that we've seen in all the polling and in anecdotal kind of conversations is that the American people are at once optimistic right now and realistic there.
Mr. President, I know you said that Gandhi had a great impact on your life. Gandhi had 3 monkeys to guide him, but you have 3 donkeys to misguide you and your presidency, to misguide you and mismanage your presidency. May God bless you, may God bless America, and may God bless all of us.